Oh my God, you guys, thank you for bearing with me. It's Evie's first live, so I'm trying to walk her through what to do. So hopefully, I did. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, guys, she's on our chat, but I think Evie, just click the video camera bottom on the bottom right corner, and we should be able to hook up with the plus. It's the camera with the plus in it. Oh my God. I don't know if you've ever done, well, if ever you have done your first live, it's so nerve-wracking. Like the poor girl is just stressing out. So we'll give her, okay, there we go. Okay, she's saying she's tried again. You can do it, girl. You can do it. Yes!
Oh my God!
I was just saying it is so stressful doing this for the first time. It's happened to so many of the people I've had. So don't worry. Thank you for joining us. Hello and welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my God. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm so excited for us to talk body tattoos and areola tattoos.
Oh, I love the comparison.
I know, me too. So let me, I jumped off and I jumped back on. So thank you for everyone who came back to join us. We have a really cool live today. Below me here is Evie, and she is a body tattooer who has also made the transition into doing areola tattoos. So let me do just a quick intro on me, and then Evie, you take it away and tell us all about you. So my name is Jody Stoski. I am the founder of the Paramedical Academy, which is online. We teach a lot of the things that Evie and I are talking about today. And my why is to teach PMUs how to incorporate paramedical tattooing into their business so they can help their clients heal with tattoos, which we all know so much paramedical tattooing is about this. So Evie, please introduce yourselves. Tell us a bit about you and your journey of incorporating this type of areola tattooing into your body tattooing business.
Hi, I'm Evie. I've been tattooing for about, almost 15 years. And I started doing areola about, 4 years ago now.
Okay.
And I started doing it. I mean, there's a few reasons. So I had, in my family, I had my mother who had breast cancer, my dad had leukemia. There's like this, so it's like a personal thing with like cancer. And I felt the need to want to contribute or help in some way. And my sisters both went into medicine. I'm so proud of them both. And I guess we all just were affected by it and trying to find a way, and it kind of like drove our career paths a little bit. I mean, it did for me anyway. Secondly, what I was seeing from the tattoo artist perspective was the surgeons were tattooing a lot, and no offense to any of the surgeons that I know, but there's no artistry there. I mean, it's I have the training, you have the training. It's different. We have that background. You need that artistic touch, I think.
Yeah.
And lastly, there's it's so expensive typically for the service, and that was quite troubling to me. So I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more accessible. So that's
awesome.
Where I'm at with
and that is, you're actually a fellow Canadian. You're in Toronto.
I'm in Toronto. Yep, I'm at Bellwood's Tattoo.
Okay.
And that's downtown Toronto.
Evie, how did you train? How did you actually start doing areolas?
I mean, there's no, I trained as a traditional tattooer
Mm-hmm.
in 2006, 2007. I had like, your typical apprenticeship at a tattoo shop.
Yeah.
I didn't do any separate training. I just applied the skills that I had from that
Yeah.
to areola work. So I don't have that PMU trained background. It's a little bit different. I use traditional tattoo machines. I use, you know, the same skill set that I would use to tattoo, an anchor or a star or whatever.
Yeah.
I use to tattoo areola nipple.
How did you find your first client for areolas? Was it through your family, or how did that
No,
work?
so because of the reason why I wanted to get into it because of that I reached out to this incredible group, Rethink Breast Cancer. I'm sure you're aware of Rethink Breast Cancer.
Yes. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I worked with them a lot. So I reached out to them and I offered to do services for free, because I was just learning.
Yeah.
And I did a few, and then it kind of just became word of mouth.
Awesome. We have some questions which I always really like to encourage throughout. So I'm just going to jump on and ask you from Ink by Lucky, what is the difference with tattooing on the body and the breast? And do you use a different technique, machine, ink? Can you speak to that for us?
Sure. I mean, I'm certainly gentler. I mean, I don't want to cause more trauma to the skin. But again, I use I use coil machines, old school tattoo machines, the same pigment I would for any other tattoo.
Yeah. And use a coil? I think a coil machine is terrifying. Most of us tend to use a rotary. Do you use a rotary machine as well?
I have a rotary and I have yeah, but see, those are terrifying to me for areolas specifically because there's no give. I mean, they're just, there's with coils, there's a little bit more softness. I
Like you
find
feel like it's harder hitting with a rotary than it is with a coil?
definitely just by
Oh,
design for sure.
yeah. Another question is how many sessions does it take you to get the results that you want? That's a great question because you see people kind of wrap it up in one, and others I see they'll post, their pictures. Some people take 3 appointments, some get it all done in one. What does that look like for you?
It's just one. So I do one appointment. We get it all done. I request that I see them one more time 6 weeks, after, just to see if
Yep.
I need to do any touch-ups. And it's usually just about like 10 or 15 minutes. And that's it. I mean, they're just made to last. Just
Yeah.
one and done.
One and done. I love that. Okay, more questions. What is the difference between tattooing on a chest without an areola versus a bilateral top surgery where they've had a nipple graft?
I find, I mean, you just have to work with the graft to create more of the shadow, but it's not that different.
Yeah, I agree. I think, do you work on the scars at all? Like, especially in the top surgery department? What do
Yeah.
you do with those?
I do a lot of stippling,
Hmm.
and I'm careful because, I mean, scarring often won't take as well as, the rest. So that
Hmm.
may require a second touch up. But yeah,
I find with the areolas that I do, I, I'm like 80 to 90% done, and sometimes 100% done. I don't need to do anything when they come back. But one of the inconsistencies is scar tissue. And so when you do have scar, like especially running through a bilateral, that sometimes won't take, or it's darker and you have to kind of accommodate. So you might need a bit of stippling or a little bit of shading to make the whole thing blend a bit better. But for me, that's where 2 appointments typically comes in. Is that the same for you?
yeah. If there's more scar tissue, if there's heavier scar tissue, we might need a second appointment.
Yeah.
But that's typically been the only, issue that stood out to me.
Yeah.
Harder to
Another Yes, exactly. And I think most scars for me are tattoo. They can absorb a tattoo and hold that ink, providing it's not a keloid. But, they're I don't want to say they're easier to work on, but it's something that once you practice, it becomes like working on skin. You just start to get used to, what kind of pressure and method that you use. Okay, what kind of ink do you use?
I really like Eternal. I use
Okay.
Eternal. What do you
Okay.
use?
Well, you know what? It's funny. I've been using some world famous. I've been playing around with that.
Okay.
And the, the ART series, that's kind of what I started off with. And I get colors sent to me a lot, so I play around, but I'm probably more world famous than anything. And, you start understanding the way the colors heal and what results you get from them. So I feel like I get in a comfort zone with some colors and I definitely
Using
stay.
Eternal for years for
Yeah.
traditional tattoos, so I'm comfortable with that. I know how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. I've also switched over to using some Brazilian tattoo inks. They're a little bit trickier to find, but really good longevity, easy to work with. I definitely encourage people to try different, inks and getting those different results. It makes you grow as an artist, and it just gives you better, different results, only because for sure you have so many more options available to you.
For sure.
Okay, needle configurations. Tell me what you use.
Typically, I'll use a 7 mag for most of my work.
Okay.
Even when I'm doing Montgomery glands, those small details, I'll just
Mm-hmm.
corner it. Sometimes I'll pull out a type 3, but typically I'll just work with a 7 mag.
Yeah, I'm similar. I like either a 3 or a 5 just for details, like Montgomery glands and just some of just the more like wrinkles that happen
Sure.
around. And then for shading, either a 7, although I tend to like bigger needles and go a lot with a 13. It's like, get in there, girl. Okay. Was tattooing areolas what you expected?
Um, I mean, I went in with the intention to hope to have make some kind of difference. But I still wasn't prepared for the level of gratitude or the level of emotion and intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
It still gets me every time.
Yeah. What do you feel like the demand is for you in your area with areolas?
I mean, it's pretty steady. I've, I mean, I'm basically for the most part just tattooing areola for the
Is
most
that
part.
right?
Yeah, I mean, we just reopened here in Toronto. We've been out, closed for a while, and I've been doing areola, and I think I've done like 2 traditional tattoos in the last month. It's just been areola
Oh my
nonstop.
gosh, that's incredible. So obviously a massive percentage of your business is now
It is.
areola paramedical tattooing. Oh, that's incredible. Good for you. Do you like that better than body tattoo? Did you wish you have a different balance, or is that great for
Honestly,
you?
I it was like, I honestly love it. I mean, I love traditional tattooing as well, but I really, I mean, I love the feeling you get when you feel like you're doing something good. Something it's just a little bit more substantial, I guess. I don't know.
It's kind of a hard emotion to describe when you're able to do that for somebody, just understanding what a journey they have been on and able to close that chapter for them a lot of the times.
Well, that's just it. It's like for a lot of the women, it's like this end of a journey. This no more like the finality of this cancer story they had, and for gender affirming tattoos, it's like this completion and this like gender euphoria that they get, and it's so emotional and it's so
Yeah.
rewarding. It's so rewarding.
I agree. And one of the markets that I feel is really underserved that has a lot of that gender dysmorphia is the transgender community. So just putting these three-dimensional features back on bodies it's kind of undescribable.
I mean, for some people, it can be life changing.
Yes, absolutely. One other question: how did you market to your clients? How did you get your name out for having these services?
Um, so a lot of it's been word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But I've used Instagram as, a place to showcase my work. And
Yeah.
I think the key is taking good quality photos, before and after
Yeah.
photos, good quality, crisp, clear.
What is your advice for a beginner when they're feeling that it's really hard to build their business up when it comes to areolas?
Draw. Just draw. If you can
I
draw,
think
you can.
I agree. And I think you can showcase your drawings to start with.
Yeah,
Would you agree with that?
absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
And
I often just put it on my story. Like if I'm drawing areolas or whatever, I just throw it on my story. And you can put that on, as posts as well.
yeah, definitely. I think when it comes to paramedical tattooing in general, you have to be creative because when you don't have that steady flow of clients to start with, you need to show your passion and your interest and your hard work that you're wanting to bring to your clients. And so I think drawing is such a great tip for artists. Do you use the iPhone to take your photos?
You know what I do?
Same.
I didn't for years, and I did it. I mean, my phone takes better pictures than my camera now, and I am like a photography major.
Are you really? Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Okay, I don't know if you're like this, but I'm a sucker for the new iPhone comes out and if it is the most minuscule camera upgrade, I'm like, I need to have that. It might just make a little bit of difference in detail, which is probably not what's happening. It's marketing, but I totally subscribe to that. Okay, what is the feedback from your clients when you do these tattoos? What are their reactions?
I mean, so we talked about that like end of a journey thing. Like I think that's
Mm-hmm.
probably been the biggest. I mean, yeah, that's probably been the biggest. Is it just end of a journey or this completion? Some clients say that they've been afraid to face a mirror naked and they forget. And then after they get the tattoo, they'll message me later saying like, oh, I caught myself at the gym or I caught myself after a shower and I can't tell you like how normal it felt. And that's always
Yeah,
really refreshing to hear.
it's so cool, fun to hear that. I just recently did a gender affirming top surgery on one of my transgender clients, and he said he is finally going to the beach and taking his shirt off. Like, that is
Oh,
such a game changer for someone.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy to describe. What is your advice for people who are thinking about getting into this market?
That's a very good question. I mean, go into it for the right reasons because
Yeah,
you want to not for like a business perspective, but like more for you want to help someone,
yeah.
um, and just reach out to your local community, find a charity, find some kind of community group to help out with and work with. That's how I started.
Yes, agreed. Same here. Well, thank you so much for joining and sharing all this amazing information. Where can people find you?
So you can find me on Tattoos by Evelyn on Instagram or Areola Tattoos by Evelyn. And yeah.
So, you guys, thank you for all your questions. Thank you for joining us. I absolutely, like I had mentioned earlier, love bringing on the body tattoo world with the PMU. I think there's so much to learn, and you guys are truly, the veterans and the trailblazers of this. So, thank you for joining us. And if you guys have any questions, please DM either of us.
Yeah, please do.
All right, take care, and thank you for this Instagram Live with me.
Bye, Jody.
Okay, take care.